I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is November 4th, Tuesday, 2025. I hope you had a good day, pimp. So, yesterday, I think I didn't really mention it, but this obviously looked like a fucking pennant, right? But it's just supposed to break out seasonality wise this way. But guess what? We didn't make a new high. We opened up and we started sinking, right? And it could have bought from here. Yeah, sure. But did it continue? No. Now I was going to put a message in the community tab and be like, oh, we're going straight for the gap. But I'm pretty sure that it was pretty obvious. If we weren't going up, we were going down, right? So how does it look like with me? I understand all this. I've got it already quadded. I've talked about this specific level. I said these two levels here. I said the 50% of the daily gap that I got highlighted quadded is the same level as the high of the gap. Okay. The bottom quadrant, of that daily gap imbalance is the same as the 50%. So right here, so right here at 9:30. I do take a loss here though, because I'm trying to get into here. The day's already fucking showing me what the day is looking like here, right? So I'm waking up to this. So the issue is that if you can see the bodies here, we sat on the 25% first, and then 9:30 comes up. We don't really have a lower high, but these could have been lower highs, right? But they're engineering liquidity. In reality, this was that lower low here. And then to pop up is a lower high, to then push down for a lower low. That would make more sense. And that's fine. I understood the objective, but they could have came down first to this area. I could have bought it then, right? And leave this as an inefficiency of the opening range gap. I understood that too. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, you're allowed to take losses, just so you know. And perfection is not going to happen in this case, it is perfection. But you see, 9:30, we sweep that right here. These little guys right here, we sweep that. I'm like, okay, cool. So now it's rushing down. I'm like, okay, take the trade. I'm in. Taking the trade comes to the 25%. You can see it on the 15-minute right there. It tags it, dude. We need to keep going lower. First of all, that's number one. Number two, okay, I got the first imbalance here. I have this bearish imbalance right here. So when we pop up and we close like that, that's issue number two. So issue number one is we stop on the dime. Look at the fucking bodies, dude. Look, sitting right on the 25% quadrant, right? So that's issue number one. We didn't continue. Well, even when we popped that back into this bearish imbalance and it wicked and came down, I was like, all right, great. Okay, but then this next fucking candle just shot the hell up and then tagged the 50%. Look at the first imbalance. This is algorithmic, people. So it's the 50% is laying on the high of the gap. It's the same level. Okay. Well, when we tagged out, I'm like, okay, cool. But I didn't like the way this closed, because now this can retrace back. Look where it came to. It came right to that last down candle. See that? The body's lower. So boom, it tagged it and it stopped and it came back in. This is technically a buy, but I'm not really trying to buy this, even though, I was just kind of married to coming down in here, to be honest with you. So guess what? Then the price stays in that inversion and then pops back up close. Now we have an issue here, right? But then what does it do? Closes on that first imbalance, algorithmic, and then the next one you can see that, dude, right? This is my chart. So I've had this already since we made it, right? Do you have it on your chart? This next candle just pops up from it. It's opening from that level. Pops up, comes back in, uses this imbalance, and the 9:30. I'm like, dude, this is going to buy now for a lower high. Now, I'm not really interested in buying because they think this is the real move. No, my friend, this is the real move. And I knew that the whole time. I knew that. I even knew that even when we broke through here, right? So, because this was something that we were going to come to, baby. And now notice how I have this circle. I would like to come there on the third no, 25%. We're maybe about to hit it now. Actually, they didn't hit it yet, but look where they're going. So, come on, man. This is fire, people. Just so you know. So, anyways, this pushes up. Okay, it's pushing up here, and it's going into where a lower high, but it's look at the 4 hour. So I refined this where I got in right here and how I did this. This is a 5 minute, but this is refined from a 15 minute from a 4 hour. Okay, so let's go into real quick the 4 hour. And what I'm sharing with you here is literally fire. So let me do this for you here. Matter of fact, I'll do it this way for you. Oh, I took it off. I didn't put it on the 4 hour. Let me put this on the 4 hour. Okay, let's do this. You're gonna see how I refine it. So I'm gonna put that there and put that there. All right, so that's the 4 hour imbalance, inversion, bearish imbalance, right there. Okay. So I'm already knowing that. Let me go to the chart. I'm already knowing that. Okay, so we allowing it gets to the 25%. It pops up, comes to that 50. Okay, but then look at the bodies here closing that 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock 4 hour candle. So I'm trading the 4 hour. I'm trading the 4 hour chart and using it for structure as well, mainly. Okay, we're about to hit it now. Take a look, motherfuckers. I knew it, and I was gonna try to take. I was gonna take this out here, where from that 25%, and here you go. You get to see it. So this is not random. It's not random. Oh, 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 okay. Almost. There it is. Ah, you don't say. You don't say. Okay. So, anyways, back to the fire here. So I understand that I'm in the 4 hour here. We're coming up to a 4 hour imbalance, and then I'm going to refine it. I'm going to refine it to this 15 minute. There's a 15 minute imbalance because when it's coming up, it's like, okay, it's trying to wipe out that easy liquidity. That's Asia's breakout level. And then where's the imbalance of inefficiency? And then if you see it, and by the way, I would love to have held it to seal, right? To seal the gap because that's still not sealed, right? But anyways, you can see that this is a 15 minute that I have it highlighted. And we're digging in it. Now I'll go to a 5 minute for you. And this is how I refined it, right? So let's go into that. I don't think there was a gap. I can't remember. I already had it. I already changed it, but boom, right there. So now this is a 5 minute, right? And look how we come to the 50. Just miss it by a tick, okay? And then we're digging back into it. Okay, let me go back to a 1 minute because this is how I did it. And I'm clearly telling you this is a breakout area. This is a breakout area. What I mean by that is here. Sorry, I should have been more clear. Here. Let me delete this. I'm deleting this now, okay? Because this is not necessary. I did that just to, we don't draw trend lines, but it's obvious that that's what the fucking pattern is. But what's that low of yesterday? Or not yesterday, Friday. Friday's low and Thursday's low. Did we not break right through it? They already showed me this. So if I come back up to it, look where my entry is. Let's draw this. What's that level here? 25,888 and 3/4. What's my fucking entry? 25,886 and 3/4. So 2 points off, right? That's what I was doing. So what did I have the confluence? I had the breakout level of that Friday's low. I had the bearish imbalance. Then I have these drives. So we have drive 1, retraces, comes into this suspension block. 2, look how it tags. This is me refined on the 5 minute, remember? Tags it. Now that wick up there is a rejection wick. So it's drive 1, 2, and it's a third drive, but it's a failed drive. So I have the breakout area. I'm clearly telling you that. Clearly refine this into there. And then if I was to, now I'm doing too much, but this is fire. Just so you see this. You can't make this shit up. Okay. If you Well, I'm not even going to go into that. This wick right here. This wick right here. See how this wick is in control, and then we come up, and there's bodies here. It's even higher. It's like, oh, shit. All right, but I understand what's happening to the left side. All right, this is just a 1 minute chart, and it can get noisy. Yes. Comes in and it tags it one more time. And this is where I enter. This is how I enter. I'm in this wick. Then that's that last up candle. I'm using that. Yes, that's the highest body. So you could have drawn this line here, but notice how we come in and we dig into this candle. But in reality, I'm using this candle and we're digging into it here. That's all we're doing here. So I got to highlight it right there. So boom, it immediately comes down. I don't want to see it go any higher. And also at this time, we already had, where am I at? We already had Dow and fucking and S&P hit the 50. Because if that's what you were wondering, oh, why didn't you wait for it to hit the 50? This is an algorithmic divergence right here. Okay. So yes, I have the 50 here and then the midnight level, and it looked juicy. But hold on a second, my dog's sleeping. Wake up, buddy. He's about to start making noise. Anyways, look at this. Oh, fucking bitch. So anyways, that's the logic of this understanding, okay? So, and just beautiful there. So let me go back to this. Now that I've said that, we come back, we use this as an inversion. Now notice how we come underneath and pop into that. I don't have it extended. I didn't need to because I have this bearish imbalance right there. So we come down, we come back into it. So people think this is still buying. And what is this happening here? This is greedy people trying to buy as well because they don't understand. Well, I mean, dude, it's pretty obvious that we didn't get the gap from yesterday, but I'm going to get that bitch today. But, and if you listen to yesterday's video very carefully, I said we should come down here. I said we should come down here, but the seasonality shows it coming up. Is this pretty clear that you knew that it was going to come down? This is pretty clear, right? I'm okay with it. I didn't need to know what was going to happen. I still showed up at 9:30 and I understood the flow. And what was I doing? Lower low here and then a lower high. This is where I'm up. I'm saying this is a lower high, dude. Very clear. Third drive. It's a failed drive. Excuse me. Even better. Okay. And then, back to here, bearish imbalance. We roll up. This is a 5 minute as well. See these last two up candles right here? This is a 5 minute block right here. So you'll see how I'm using that as well. See that? It's already on the 5 minute. So we get this, you could draw that there too on the 5 minute, but up there, I don't, you want to see it comes to the 9:30 and then we're just digging in that candle. Look at the open of this candle. The close, What's the close of this candle? Close is 25,797. What's the high of this candle here? The high is 25,796 and a half. What was this? 97 and a half. So 2 ticks. So it dude, it looked like it fucking went in there. But that's what you want to see. The point is, that's what you want to see. Yeah, just a hair. 2 ticks lower. That's what you want to see when you're bearish. In this example, you don't want to see it go into that wick too much. Here you can see that here. Some people call this a head and shoulders, whatever. It's just a lower high to me, man. This is all I understood where the price action was. Like, forget if nothing was on the chart. The point is that the structure did this. It's pretty. And let me do this on the 4 hour just so you can see it. Obviously, we broke through here, right? We had these 3 drives up, but then we had a. Let me do it this way. I'm gonna do it this way. Then we had a break. I understood that, and I was going to draw this and tell you this yesterday that it's very possible that we come back lower because look at the structure. We had this low. We did not take out that low, and then we had this internal, right? So it obviously it looks like it's retracing. It looks like the structure's coming down. I understood that. But it was at the time, it was like so centered, whatever. But I mentioned that we should come in here, and we did, dude. So now this is a lower low, and that's a lower high. It's a shallow lower high, but it's still a lower high. And then this is your lower low now, right? Very clear. And that's what I was doing here. I didn't need to sell from the top, even though I could have. I understood that was possible. But that's the structure. Back to this. And if you're looking at this structure, you're like, man, this shit was kind of confusing. Yeah, it didn't look pretty. But this is what they did. So you did this. Really, it came to this and this, right? But I'm going to draw the internal structure. So they made this. They came back. And then they did this. Right? And then you see that leg now here. See that? So that's what this 930 bullshit when it hit this 20. I mean, this is not a random area, dude, either, right? So that's my point. It's not a random area. So, anyways, so that's that 5 minute, and then I could have used the bullish imbalance to turn us to an inversion and it'd be blue, but I didn't need to because the bearish imbalance was literally like the same level, so it didn't matter. So you can see we're digging no bodies in the top quadrant. Look at no bodies in the top quadrant. Look at no bodies in the entire quadrant. See, this is why, look where my entry is. So it's leveled with this understanding. I didn't make a line. I was going to wait till I did the video, but I'm using also Friday's low. Right? It's because it's a breakout area. That's why I'm saying breakout area here. Anyways, bodies here, stuck to it. We're digging into it. Look, can't even get in the half. Beautiful. Comes down. Look at the first imbalance, buddy. Oh, just fucking gorgeous. Comes down in underneath it. Boom. Gets to the 25. I got these 3 circles here. This one, obviously, because it's the low that we made here. And then I'm not even highlighting this low in pre New York or whatever time this was. I can't remember what time that was, but I'm not even highlighting that. I'm going straight to the 50. That's what this circle is for, right to the 50. So look what I do. Even when so before I get down there, we get underneath the 930. Remember, this bought at the 930 here. It's sold from 930, bought from 930, bounced underneath, and it's really pink right there. Now we're on that 50% of the bearish, of that first imbalance. Look at the body, stop right there. Beautiful. I'm seeing this the whole time. So you're like, why didn't you take it out here? Because I know algorithmically we're coming to the 50 of this confluence, because it's literally the same level as that 25% quadrant. Dude, it doesn't get better than that. Like, that's like fucking algo heaven. So I let it retrace is what I'm trying to say. When I let it retrace, I have to allow it to come to the 930. Anything higher than the 930 is a problem. But and then it comes right to that first imbalance. Look at the body sitting there, and then pushes back to the 25%. Then it goes back to the high of quadrant. And then look at the fucking bodies. The people think 1 minute is noise. You just might not know how to read it. I mean, sometimes it is. Don't get me wrong. And you could just up some time frames. But yeah, I could see the daily 4 hour all the way to the 1 minute. I could see it all. So it doesn't really bother me. But anyways, I mean, otherwise, entries for entry reason. But look at that. Look at that. So I'm allowing it to come back, right? And then we come underneath the 25. Look at that. Then we shoot right here. We don't hit it. I'm like, nope. I'm like, this is what stubborn looks like. I'm like, I'm going to trail until it hits it. So what is it? It comes right to it. I mean, this is art, motherfucker. I'm literally painting it right for you on it. This is very specific. And as soon as if you were watching price at this time, which was 127, it snapped right to that 50 level. And then I started trailing immediately, got hard. Obviously, I'm trailing it this way, right? Like a trend line, phantom trend line. That's how I normally trail it initially until I'm getting to my target. Then I want to like aggressively. Now, the reason why I did it this way is because just in case I wanted to see if we can get that push. We didn't get it. So, it is what it is. But man, let me tell you, bro, this is just beautiful. And then you had a nice divergence here. You had a lower high here. This is also when I enter how I get involved as well. Just a perfect storm. And higher highs here with Dow and S&P, buddy. So, yeah. And then dollar was helping. NVIDIA and dollar, they were helping with our with this story, and I said this yesterday, so that's to show you that we should have been leaning to the sells, and I was okay. Hey, let them do what they want to do. But they dollar just came up for this high right here, and that's helping our understanding. And then Dow said Dow would come probably lower, and is sealing more of that daily gap, and to the tick. Look at that, sealing that. I'm not even going to draw it. See, the other thing is, the really reason why I was also still holding for that 50 is because we haven't even oh, wait a minute. Hold on, let me look at something here. So that was that gap. Wait, I'm tripping. So this was the gap. Am I tripping? What's wrong with me? Oh yeah, I'm not even talking about that guy. That's fucking down there. This gap, yes, this gap. So with this gap, notice how Dow has and S&P have already came into their fucking gap. So NQ is late to the party, is what I'm trying to say, right? So that's why I'm like, yo, come on, get the fuck out of here. Not only should we seal it, but we're coming to that 50. And that's my purpose of this conversation. And what are we doing? Okay, you got a breakout area here, and any momentum traders here, they're pushing up and they're buying it. They're just squeezing them out. There's nothing else to say here. So they were already telling on themselves with Dow, right? So came underneath their gap. Look at that. Anyways, and straight shot down. All right, left that low. I did this shit on purpose, man, because I was in that sell. Hey, call it a mistake, call it a whatever, but it was in the wheelhouse, and the structure was there. So I was like, you know what, this is right. And sure enough, they snap all the way back. It's crazy, but 50 there, and then just sitting there. S&P, same story with Dow. Again, I would have loved to came to our breakout level and daily imbalance, which I'll show you, but we didn't get that. So they sealed it. They said they came to this. That's why I was like, man, get the hell out of here, dude. We got to come get that 50 and even seal it and even come lower. And I said, this is the AMD of the month. So in general speaking, the before the month ends, the last day, you'll probably see a sell-off. And then when you see Monday and Tuesday of the beginning of the month of November, I mean, you're going to see it come down. This is the wick. We are creating the wick of the month now, right? So, and then I was going to say this yesterday, but we're probably going to dip back into the body of October. And right now they have cleared 50% of that body. And I was going to mention that yesterday, but I don't know if I did. And if I didn't, well, then you should know. This is something you should know. And this is great experience too, by the way. They still haven't took. Okay, they took that low out finally, but you know what I mean? Like, motherfucker holding the bag. I mean, this looks heavy. This looks heavy, obviously, right? So, fine, cool. Look. And again, I was thinking of holding it, but like, I was like, nah, man, I'm good, bro. It's fine. It's fine. Also, you have an hour imbalance. That's obvious too, right? What was I gonna say here? So they're trying to seal it now. All right, aftermarket, right? And then, well, it's not really aftermarket yet, but 415 will be. But and then this. Look at this. So I had this already drawn, and we had came into a 1 and 1.5 projection here, right? So we pushed up, right? So if it was really, really bullish, just to say these gaps weren't here, it could have just pushed up from here, right? But this breakout level and gap, it's like more likely to come back. So you preferably don't want to be involved or buying in a 1 and 1.5, right? You want to be at a 2 to 2.5, 3.5 to 4. And this is the purpose of the conversation, is that coming down to the 2 to 2.5, it was very logical too, right? So we had already hit that -2, by the way. We already hit that at 5 in the morning. We already hit that. See, we hit it at 5 in the morning, and we're sitting at that top 25% quadrant of the gap, the volume imbalance, and that was the signature for it to pull up. to come back up for the lower high and back into the 101.5. And I knew that. And I'm like, I'm not a rookie. Like, I fucking know that. Right. And I saw that, but I was just seeing red. I was just like, you're coming right to here. Like, I had no problem if it came to here and then buying back up to make a lower low to a lower high and then roll over. But, it was just, the motion was just so there. And I was just like, okay, but did you hear what I just said? That's what it happened. It already hit the -2. So it has a high chance of that, coming back up for a lower high back into the 101.5. Like, you can't make this up. Like, period. So, look at that big fucking day. But logical. There's no body sitting here, right? So now we're going to get a daily body here, right? So, I mean, there's that. There's nothing else to say. There's that. And then I think I skipped over NVIDIA yesterday, dude. So, whatever. But we had made a beautiful push up here, and everybody is just fiending to buy it. So they're pulling it back. Where? Breakout area as well. Here's the clear imbalance there, and we had gap down here. When you saw, if you had seen this gap too, you'll know that it's like, okay, they're coming for this little pennant liquidity, and then call this a double top, whatever. But the way they had this little gap here, and then it was just high here, and then we closed like that, right? So they slipped the rug, and then that's it's already pretty much kind of overextended as well. So, but listen, the point is that it didn't matter. Like all this price action happened, and I was a part of this sick move from here to here. Why? Because I already got so many things going for me, structured, letting them know them telling on themselves. Fucking gap wide open. I mean, and just so you know, going back to this, I want to show you this structure here. This is fire. This is this leg, and I'm also holding for this leg, right? I'm holding for this leg. So, okay. Low, lower, high. Low, lower, high. This is all one leg here. Low, lower, high. Forget both of these motherfuckers. It's noise. Low, lower, high. 3 drives. 1, 2, 3. Low. See how they tap that guy? This is the lower high. Do you see this? This is not retail theory. People love to say that. Yo, that's why I keep telling you guys, you don't need to trade anything else. You only need this. Why do you want to trade anything else? Oh, I'm going to trade gold at all-time high. Why? Why? It hasn't been there in fucking decades. Why? Who cares? Yo, the market's going to provide, especially NASDAQ. It's how cleaner do you want it to be? I don't understand what people are thinking. Did you see me go trade something else? No. Right? But do you see that structure that I got right here? That's why when the price is here and it came back, I know that was a lower high. Right? Then we hit our target. Now, watch this. When it came here, I was like, bro, take this sell. I'm already done. I'm already extended. I sat here. It's all one shot. One trade here. But when this came up and it's sweeping above, just like it's sweeping above that gap. See this? See sweeping above it. That's all it's doing. It's coming above here. You put a fib from here to here. You're gonna see this be at the 61. All right. I gotta make video short, man. 30 minutes. So the drive's here, and then this is a lower high from here. Right? Look at, yeah, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to line, but obviously this is just, this is just really easy structure. So it's not like, but I was like, we have not got to this level. And I was like, dude, because the 4 hour, another thing I'm forgetting to mention is the 4 hour here. That 4 hour candle, remember the 6 to 10 o'clock? Then the 10 o'clock opens. Okay, you see that? So this is that 10 o'clock candle. When it's popping like this and doing all this, this is just creating like a little bit more of the wick. The body is sitting here. The fucking, I'm going to move this just to get the body of the 4-hour candle. Okay, so I'm also trading the 4-hour candle, the 10 o'clock candle. Here's the open right there. Everything above this level, I'm deleting this. And I'm deleting this and this. Anything above this level is a wick, and anything below it is a body. And that's exactly what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it for an AMD of the 4-hour candle. And what does it do? It shoots down and comes. I'm trading the 4-hour candle. I got out right here, right there. Okay. Now, the next 4-hour candle opens, small wick. Look at the bodies. Look, here's another. Look, people, you can't make it up. Look at the bodies. Look at the body closing on that 25% quadrant. And then it opens. So where's the 2 o'clock here? Do I even have to do this? 2 o'clock, right there. See this? This is the open of that 4 o'clock. I'm sorry, of the 4 o'clock, of the 2 o'clock 4-hour candle. So this is a bot. This is wicks. It's a wick. Look at it. Look at them bitches. Look. See, I know they're trying to seal it, right? But I'm just like, if it was going to be an algorithmic divergence and it bounced from here, I'm not trying to find out. And that's why I was just an amazing trade and I left it alone. But I said, let me take this. I said, let me think about taking this trade. Here's a bearish imbalance here, right? I'm not. See this bearish imbalance right? I could draw it, but I'm not going to. So anything below here is the body of the 4-hour candle. And I was like, bro, just take it. Take it to this level. I know it's going there. And here, but here's next, right? I already had that drawn early in the day, right? So look what it did. Spent all day. And then comes to it in the power hour, right? I'm not fucking with them. I'm already doing other shit. But anyways, so that's how I knew that I could take this trade. Imagine you knowing that you could take something and you're gonna win, guaranteed, damn near. I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but you get what I'm saying. Like this doesn't get any more clear. Yeah, and here's the breakout level. We never hit our breakout level. See, NQ's late to the party, but it's still happening. So just beautiful, buddy. Now, if I go to seasonal data, and are we like in a little mini recession? Are we gonna pull back? Forget the recession talk. It's the 5-year kind of looks heavy like this, and I'm expecting it to go straight up. I'm gonna be real with you. Like that buy is coming soon. And then there's this daily imbalance that I've been using here. And you can also use this to this. Now, we've already came in here. So let me do this for a second. Oh, shit. Let me just do this for 1 second. Notice how the bodies are stuck in the 1 and 1.5. So it popped up 1 and 1.5. Our final goal would be the 2 to 2.5 up here. See this? If we seasonality wise in November and push up, we'll see. But let me just do this real quick. There to there, because this is also its own imbalance. All right, and then let me see. You're like, well, which one is it? Well, I mean, all right, now let's look at it here. See that top quadrant is close to that 50. Obviously, this would be next to come lower, this 50% level here. That would be sealing the gap. And then remember that fuckery that happened on this day, this Friday, October 24th. Remember those equal lows right there, that 100% retracement. I made a video about it. They might be coming for that. But let me see if they want to come into here. I don't know. I really don't know. But then it came to a -3 standard deviation on the Asia range here. They snapped to it. That's what this snap was. See that? See that snap? That's that level right there. So let's see if I want to do it this way. It's a little tough to to figure out what you'll do here, but at the end of the day, you're gonna want to see strength and it holding on the bullish side somewhere here. Um, coming to this level or not. We are now oversold on the 1 hour. We weren't. That was also something else. We were here, but I mean, they decided to go drive more. The 4 hour also was the factor. The 4 hour was sitting here, and then now it came lower too. So I expected that, by the way. And then we were at a 15-minute high here on the divergence. I mean, not divergence on the RSI on the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and then if you look at this on the 5-minute, this is what also was like screaming sell to me. Look at this. So we had came down here, and then this bullshit here, right? And then we popped right up. Look at the 5-minute. So 1, 2, 3. That's what I was doing here. All right, that's not made up, and it's sitting right there. Guess where? Then it's coming down in, right? So this was screaming sell, dude, just screaming. As you know, structure. I mean, dude, you know that's like while this is going up, I'm like, okay, they're making a lower high. Where is it going to stop? Right? That's all I'm thinking. Right? That's all I was thinking. So going back to this would be a little challenging here, to be honest with you. But if I'm gonna keep it simple, I mean, in a perfect world, I'd like for it to just come to this breakout level. Just to be honest. So let me just draw it now. So wherever it wants to fall. So Monday, Tuesday. So Monday, fake push up. Tuesday down. Maybe this will be the low, or Wednesday wants to just push back up. And I'm expecting this. I know this looks crazy, but that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting, retrace back. This is a retrace. We're still in a retrace. That was an expansion, right? And by the way, this was down. It was an expansion. On this leg down, this is expansion. I was doing the retrace going up. And when I sold it from here, that was a retrace, selling it down for a new expansion. So I also know what phase of price I'm in, very clear. But anyways, this is a retrace on the higher time frame. And then you'd want to see back an expansion. So what typically, what do they look like? When they reverse, well, you can see an expansion with an expansion. That'll start the reversal. You'll see a push up here, like a retrace, bounce, go back up. Here, this is a perfect expansion. Expansion gives you a reversal, right? Same with this. But you're going to be looking for some type of double bottom. They're just still melting here. And if it wants to come here or not, this 3.5 to 4. And remember, I measured that break. So I could even do this. So this is that low, and then we had 2 drives up from here. So technically this low, came up all the way to this high on this structure. So this is possible, and we are sitting in that 1 and 1.5. That's why this was like the come in here. So maybe it wants to come in here. I like this. Let me rephrase that. It above here or below here, I don't know. But this is what I'm looking for. Because in the first week of November, on the 15-year, 5-year, and 30-year, you get a strong push all the way to like the 6th, the 5th, 6th, 7th, and today's the 4th. So, getting a body here, and that's really it. So on this side, you'll want to see higher high, higher low, go up, and that's in a normal general world here. Okay, I don't know if we're headed for trouble, but right now this is where I'm at. So I know I'm gonna miss something. That's why I was pissed. Like I didn't say a lot of things yesterday, and even though it was still a long video, it's like I can't remember everything. And I would have drawn, and I thought about it while I was making the video. I was like, dude, well, I told you guys about the I told you guys about that 75% of that range. Remember that? And we tagged it, and I sold from that top here. So I was subconsciously damn near bearish, but the point was to come in here, and it should have already pushed up here, right? So, but they have this here, and it's making it come back down. I mean, I said this was very important. Notice how they dangled that carrot all the previous week. So we'll see what they do. I feel like I'm missing something though, man, for real. This is not really anything else I could say. I mean, this is a breakout level. We're coming in, and I'm really expecting it to push back up. So, credit cycle and interest rates and, debt. And I mean, in a perfect world, we shouldn't be up here. We really should be coming back down. But is this 2 to 2.5 going to hold? Is this breakout level going to hold? Or are we going to dip underneath like we did with fucking S&P and Dow? Look, they're underneath that breakout level. Okay. So if I was trading S&P and I said, I'm going to wait till we come to this breakout level to sell into or buy back, well, they're already there, right? So that's why I'm saying I don't know, obviously, and that could be a divergence happening. And look, they clearly went lower. So we're on an oversold. We're getting there. So, I mean, I'm expecting start buying back up. You guys take care. God bless.